This is Art Television.
Coming up, State of Business, sponsored by
QHD quality video streaming Samaga. Internet like a boss. SLT Mobitel Fiber.
IWS Aviation.
These are dreamers, just like every one of us. But unlike every one of us, they made their big dreams real. And their stories epic. Using the same connected tools and devices you and I are holding in our hands right now. So what is stopping you from pursuing your own dream? No dream too big. SLT Mobitel.
A very good evening and a warm welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Mariam Vijayaratna. Let's have a look at the headlines first. Education is the strongest path to a prosperous future, President stresses. Housing and urban development targets for 2021 have been achieved, Prime Minister says. News in detail. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa said that despite the COVID-19 pandemic, planned targets for 2021 in the areas of housing and urban development have been achieved. The Prime Minister stated this at the work plan presentation for the year 2022 of the Ministry of Urban Development and Housing on Wednesday at the Ministry's Suhurupaya Auditorium. Prime Minister Rajapaksa emphasized that the government is ready to face the challenges that would confront the housing and urban development sector in 2022 as well. There are 4 state ministries functioning under the Ministry of Urban Development and Housing. Secretary to the Ministry, Sirunimal Pereira, presented the progress made by the Ministry in the year 2021 and the work plan for the year 2022. The Secretaries of State Ministries then presented the proposed action plan for the year 2022 to the Prime Minister. Out of the 20,000 houses constructed under the Rural Housing Scheme, on the instructions of the Prime Minister, 15,000 low-income earners have already been resettled. Raw materials required for the construction sector have been made available at reasonable prices through 18 operating branches across the country. 70% of the work on the 100 city project has been completed and the plan to develop another 118 cities is being implemented. The 10,000 estate housing program and the program to provide 900 new houses under the Lanka Friendship Program are currently being implemented. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa launched the 1,000 New National Schools Establishment Program today, covering all 9 provinces today. The inaugural ceremony of the 1,000 New National Schools Establishment Program was held at the Siambalandur Mahavidyalaya in Monragala. The program launched simultaneously in all other provinces. Currently, there are 373 national schools in operation. This number will be increased to 1,169 under the new project. These schools will be established in each divisional secretariat division and cater to 3,000 students each. President's Media Division said in a statement that education is the strongest path to perceive the attributes, excellence and greatness of a prosperous future. The program is launched with the objective of reasonably expanding the national schools network across the country. It aims to significantly increase access to high-quality secondary education and minimize the unnecessary demand for specific schools. It is to assure the optimum utilization of all available physical and human educational resources by allocating them to schools based on justifiable criteria, norms and guidelines. Additionally, it will address the issues of overcrowding at highly sought-after schools. The circular pertaining to the rectification of the teacher principal's salary anomaly was issued yesterday by the Secretary to the Ministry of Public Services, Provincial Councils and Local Government J.J. Ratnasiri. The circular was issued in accordance with the decisions taken at the cabinet meetings held on August 30th last year and on January 3rd this year regarding the elimination of teacher principal salary anomalies. Salary revisions are made to be on a step-by-step basis. The salary scales GF4 2016, GE3 2016, GE2 2016 and GE1 2016 of the Sri Lanka Principal Service, Sri Lanka Teacher Advisors Service and Sri Lanka Teachers Service are being revised respectively. The circular was issued with effect from January 1st this year and was approved by the National Pay Commission and the Ministry of Finance. Previously, Finance Minister Basil Rajapaksa agreed to the recommendation of granting the salary increase through the budget proposal for the financial year 2022. The recommendations were made by the Cabinet subcommittee appointed to look into the teacher principal salary anomaly. Following discussions with the Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance and the teachers' trade unions, an additional 31 million rupees had been included in last year's budget to address the matter. The Finance Minister stated at the time it was the first instance of a budgetary allocation exceeding 6% for the education sector, a demand that had been subject to major protest action in the past. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Alexa, remind me to get some extra GB.
Why add a reminder? I can simply get it for you.
You can do that?
For the first time in Sri Lanka, manage your SLT Mobitel home services with an Alexa device or the app.
Connecting you with the latest tech.
SLT Mobitel, the connection.
These are dreamers, just like every one of us. But unlike every one of us, they made their big dreams real. And their stories epic. Using the same connected tools and devices you and I are holding in our hands right now. So what is stopping you from pursuing your own dream? No dream too big. SLT Mobitel.
Welcome back after the break. Samik Jana Balavegia parliamentarian Patali Champika Ranawaka says that although the government claims a relief package of 229 billion, it will really cost the government only 130 billion rupees for the monthly allowance of 5,000 rupees for public sector employees and retired personnel. Former Cabinet Minister Champika Ranawaka made these allegations at a media briefing held this Wednesday in Colombo.
මුදල් අමාත්‍ය බැසිල් රාජපක්ෂ මැතිතුමා සහන මල්ලක් එලි දැක්වුවා. රජයේ සේවකීන්ට හා විශ්‍රාමිකීන්ට රුපියල් 5000ක මාසික දීමනාවක් ඒ වගේම ගෙවතු වගාකරුවන්ට යම් මුදල් ප්‍රමාණයක් පර්චේස් 20ට වැඩි අයට රුපියල් 10000ක් ආදී වශයෙන් ලබා දීමට තීරණය කළ තියෙනවා කියලා කිව්වා. ඒ වගේම ඖෂධ ආදියේ බදු අඩු කරලා තියෙන බවකුත් ප්‍රකාශයට පත් වුණා. පළවෙනිම කියන්න ඕනේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවට ඖෂධ වලට බදු අය කරන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ අනුව ඒ කාරණය පට්ටපල් බොරුවක්. දෙවෙනි කාරණය මේ රාජ්‍යාංශයේ දැනට ලක්ෂ 15ක් පමණ ඉන්නවා. විශ්‍රාමිකයෝ ආසන්නයෙන් ලක්ෂ 7ක් පමණ ඉන්නවා. ඒ අනුව මේ ලක්ෂ 22ක් පමණ වෙන ජනතාවට වසරකට රුපියල් 60000කින් පමණ අලුත් මුදල් ප්‍රමාණයක් ලබා දෙන්න රුපියල් බිලියන 130ක් පමණ වැය වෙනවා. ආණ්ඩුවේ ආරංචි මාර්ග කියන්නේ මේ සහන පැකේජයට එව නැත්නම් මේ සහන මල්ල රුපියල් බිලියන 229ක් තරම් විශාල එකක් බවයි. ඒ අනුව පළමුවෙන්ම බැසිල් රාජපක්ෂ මහතා ඉදිරිපත් කරපු අයවැයේ වැය පාර්ශවය එනම් බිලියන 5200කට වැඩි වෙච්ච වැය පාර්ශවය බිලියන 5500ක් පමණ ප්‍රමාණයක් දක්වා ඉහළ යනවා. ඒ වගේම අයවැය පරතරය තව දුරටත් පළල් වීමට නියමිතයි.
Parliamentarian Patali Champika Ranavika also claimed that the government has facilitated only 1.5 million people out of 8 million working masses in the country. He also stated that the government has forgotten the private sector and others who are engaging in temporary or informal livelihoods.
නමුත් අපි අමතක කළ යුතු නැහැ රටේ ඉන්නවා වැඩ කරන ජනතාව 80 ලක්ෂයක්. ඒ 80 ලක්ෂයෙන් මේ 15 ලක්ෂයක් ගැන පමණයි මේ සහන ලබා දීලා තියෙන්නේ. වැඩියෙන්ම පීඩාවටපත් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ ඒ 80 ලක්ෂයෙන් රාජ්‍යාංශයේ නොවන පුජ්‍යලිකාංශයේ සේවය කරන අයත් ඒ වගේම අවිධිමත් ශේෂ්ත්‍රවල සුළු හා මධ්‍ය පරිමාණ කර්මාන්ත ශේෂ්ත්‍රවල නියැලී ඉන්න අයත් තමයි අද බඩගින්නට කුසගින්නට අසහනයට ලක් වෙලා ඉන්නේ. ඒ අයට කිසිදු සහනයක් මේ මාර්ගයෙන් ලැබිලා නැහැ. ඇත්තටම මේ මුදල් කොහොමද හොයාගන්නේ යන්නේ? එක්කෝ ආණ්ඩුව බදු වැඩි කරන්න ඕන. දැන් රාවයක් පැතිර යනවා අයවැයෙන් යෝජිත ඒ බදු වැඩි කිරීමට අමතරව වැඩ බදු ආදිය වැඩි කරන්න යන බව. ඒකෙන් මේ සමාජ පීඩනය තවත් පුළුල් වෙනවා විතරයි. ඒ වගේම ඊළඟ විකල්පය තමයි බියගම කොම්පැනියට මේක බාර දෙන එක. ඒ කියන්නේ සල්ලි අච්චු ගන්න එක. ඒක තමයි මේ ආණ්ඩුවේ ප්‍රියතම විෂය. ඒකෙන් සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ මොකද්ද? උද්ධමනය වැඩි වෙලා ගිහිල්ලා මේ පොදුවේ මේ වැඩි කරපු මේ බිලියන 229 බර බඩු මිල වැඩිවීමක් හැටියට සමාජයට නැවත දැනීම.
Plantation Industries Minister Dr. Ramesh Patirana says export crops have seen a significant growth in 2021 and that the sector will be further encouraged at a discussion with the state ministers and head of institutions. The minister added that 15 billion rupees will be invested this year towards the creation of a new coconut export zone near the Hambantota port in response to high international demand for coconut-allied products. It was stated that the plantation sector, with contributions from every export crop, enjoyed the highest export earnings last year. As the demand and price for coconut is good, Minister Ramesh Patirana believes that coconut and allied products will soon become the leading export crop in the country. The minister further says that he expects a revival in tea cultivation this year and that the necessary fertilizer will be provided along with free tea plants, shade plants and water supply facilities for the year. He also announced at the ministry premises during its New Year celebration that there are plans to export excess turmeric this year in order to increase national export earnings. The import of turmeric was banned by the government in December 2019. State Minister of Development of Minor Crops Janaka Wakkumbara says total export earnings increased to $12 billion last year from $10 billion and it can be expanded further in 2022. We'll be right back with the stock updates.
These are dreamers, just like every one of us. But unlike every one of us, they made their big dreams real. And their stories epic. Using the same connected tools and devices you and I are holding in our hands right now. So what is stopping you from pursuing your own dream? No dream too big. SLT Mobitel.
Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a positive note today. The all-share price index gained 111.54 points to close at 13,280.94 and the S&P SL 20 gained 53.55 points to close at 4,568.64. The turnover was 11.6 billion rupees and over 622 million shares were traded. Up next are Forex rates. That's all we have for you tonight. Have a great weekend. Good night.